Hey traders, the Chart Guys Swing Report newsletter is currently live. In the description of this video, there are two links. The first is to the sign up page where you can also get emailed an example of a previous copy. And the second is to an in-depth video to let you know exactly what the Swing Report entails. Appreciate your attention. Let's get on to the charts.
Hey traders, hope you had a good day. We're looking towards Thursday because Powell is set to deliver a profoundly consequential speech changing how the Fed views inflation, expected to outline what could be the central bank's most active efforts ever to spur inflation back to a healthy level. So we'll see what he says on Thursday, but it's likely going to lead to some market volatility. So that's what we're looking towards this week from here, as otherwise it's just been slow and steady for the bulls. SPY pulled back this morning, just an hourly high or low, all-time highs, close at the high of the day 4 days in a row, no sign of any weakness out there. And there's that hourly pullback this morning. And I always love when we start the morning with a clear hourly uptrend and a lot of space above our last high or low. Because we know that even on weakness, we can be looking for an hourly high or low to be the most likely scenario. So really at no point today was I concerned about SPY losing the hourly uptrend. All of my focus was on QQQ. And I did have a little bit of a bearish lean. And my bearish lean was due to the profit taking yesterday, the start of the rotation with tech money going back towards the laggard sectors, whether it was cruises or airliners or the financial sector, and watching for that potentially to continue for a day or two. Obviously it did not, but what we had first thing this morning was an attempt by the bears. So we had support of 281.71 and we held that support level by 66 cents. And I did make a bearish entry in Amazon this morning when we had a low of the day and it held 3 times. And then when that low of the day broke, I entered bearish on Amazon and it was right here. And what I needed was QQQ to see a new low of the day and lose the hourly uptrend. Obviously that did not happen. And as soon as this bounce took place, I exited half of my short in Amazon for a small loss, even though my stop level was not hit, because I needed that bear follow through to be confident in the trade. And then I stopped out of the second half of that position. Took my little half day maker loss, which was fortunately offset by other plays, but the bears didn't prove it. QQQ kept the hourly uptrend. In hindsight, the better play would have then been to have flipped bullish, but again, I'm just not comfortable at these levels, so I'm not going to play the tech sector and our high flyer names bullish at these levels because I don't want to. Don't like the risk and reward. That being said, QQQ is right up at the all-time high. We got a new all-time high into the close, and anything above 283.58 is an hourly high or low, keeping this uptrend strong. IWM, daily bounce, not a whole lot of follow-through. We are looking for a weekly high or low to be set. It is still a potential weekly bull flag, but what the bulls need to do is change the daily trend back in their favor. Anything under 158.03 would be a daily lower high. We then have to come down and hold the low of 153.60 and then confirm a daily trend change to set that weekly high or low. So overall, bulls are pleased with the lack of follow through on the bear break to start this week. I guess that was to end last week. And now the question is, can they shift that momentum back to the bulls? XLV, daily inside bar today. Still holding on just fine. All-time high is 107.84. We've stuck around within 1% of that all-time high for the most part. And we would have to see a bear break at this point of, well, not yet. We have to see if this daily inside bar breaks bullish, our new daily high or low and most important level will shift from 105.13 to 105.68. But now that I see those two levels, they're close enough to each other that I just default to the lower level. 105.13 remains the most important short-term support level for me on XLV. Financial sector, we know we're just looking for a daily lower high due to the size of the retracement on this pullback. Has it been set yet? Looks like it may be, but we did not lose the hourly uptrend. So another one where we just consolidated all morning. TradingView is giving me issues. We consolidated all morning, but it was just an hourly high or low because we didn't set an hourly high or low yesterday. Hourly high or low set. Little lower high into the end of the day, and then not much going on. So what I would need to see is a failure to break 25.17 and a bear break of 24.80 to confirm an hourly downtrend, set the daily lower high, and then it's up to the bulls to form a daily higher low compared to 24.23. That's if we lose the hourly uptrend. If we don't lose the hourly uptrend, then we're not confident saying that our daily lower high has been set yet. And that's the case for the airliners, lower high 1828 we're watching. That's the case for the cruise liners. CCL failed to break 1652 resistance. Some of the cruise liners have broken that resistance, but not CCL. And XLE, not a convincing bounce, even weaker for the energy sector than it is the financial sector. Biotech sector, clear bear break of daily support, straight into a solid bounce. So now it's getting interesting because this was a drawn out equilibrium that broke bear straight into a solid bounce, which means I'm going to keep an eye on the bulls to try and regain momentum now, because clearly the bears saw no follow through at this point. A couple steps are needed. Number one, we have to see the hourly trend change back to the bulls. This bounce just went straight from the low of the day to the high of the day into the close, and it's an impressive 3% bounce. We need to see an hourly higher low and higher high into tomorrow to confirm the hourly trend change and start the daily bounce. From there, anything under 114.59 is just a daily lower high. I don't play the biotech sector much, but if I'm going to play it bullish, what I want to see is enough bounce to then be looking for a daily higher low and see an inverse head and shoulders setup here, which I would then be interested in because my stop would be very clear at 107. So that would take a while to play out, but it's something to watch for. And again, a sector that I don't trade often, I can set that game plan and say, okay, if the trade comes to me, I'll take that. And if it doesn't, I won't trade the biotech sector. And if you do that with enough things, there is always something to be trading. Semiconductors closing up at the high, all-time highs, bulls in complete control. Daily uptrend remains intact. New daily higher low was 168.23. New all-time high, and anything above 168.23 will keep the bulls in complete control. NVDA daily inside bar today, right under the all-time high. AMD is right under the all-time high after a solid day today. And even MU has seen a solid bounce off its lows. Obviously a very different picture, but SMH, semiconductors strong with the tech sector QQQ. Again, tech, semiconductors, high flyers, energy, XLF, cruises, airliners, gambling names, maybe not online sports gambling anymore, but casino, brick and mortar gambling kind of thing. That's how this market is divided. The VIX, just sideways. Again, just 2 weeks now within one candle's range of 2030 to 2490. That is the range that I'm watching. And as we trade sideways, these exponential moving averages are leveling out a little bit. It's going to get interesting here soon. The dollar. So the dollar's a daily inside bar yesterday and pretty much a daily inside bar today. So it was interesting that the miners and crypto was seeing a lot of weakness today, with the dollar not really seeing much strength. The dollar still has not proven anything to us on the daily time frame. We're watching the 4-hour equilibrium from the last 2 days. You just have to trust me. There's a 4-hour equilibrium over the last 2 days. And we're looking for a higher low compared to 92.84. If the 4-hour equilibrium breaks bearish, our daily lower high is set, and we then look back for the bulls to try and hold the low just above 92. If we do not break 94 in this setup, the bears keep their control. Gold came down and tested the 1911 low and held it. It's not enough for us to say the daily higher low has been set, but it's the bulls working on establishing support. We'll see if they're able to rally off that level. If the dollar sets its daily lower high and does lose the 4-hour uptrend and pulls back towards that $92 level, then we will be looking for gold to have set that daily higher low as well. Silver building the base, 26.04, held 26.06 today. High, low, lower high, working on the higher low. And the miners are as well, bullish reversal candle on the daily. But we need an hourly trend change. This move came straight off the low today. So we need a clear hourly higher low and higher high. If I want a bull miner entry, there's 2 ways to do this. Number one, I'm scaling in aggressively and using 38.89 as my stop level, anticipating a daily higher low is going to form. If I want to be more patient and cautious, I'm watching this bounce. I'm saying, all right, increasing bull volume. I like the momentum behind it. I'm going to look for an entry on an hourly higher low tomorrow and put my stop under 39.59 because I'm making a play on this being that higher low. And my stop will be closer nearby. It all depends on how much risk or reward you want. But there is a potential play for an hourly higher low on the bull miners, looking for the higher low within the equilibrium. Oil bulls showing up today. 43.68, still resistance, but that is the only level and the high of the entire COVID bounce. The weekly uptrend remains our guide, keeping the bulls in control. We are looking for a monthly lower high to be the most likely scenario. On this COVID bounce, I'm just going to throw the computer out the window. TradingView's killing me. So, CLV, we are looking for a monthly lower high to be set, but there is no sign of it, and we have to lose the weekly higher lows for that to be the case. Natural gas did top out a little bit, little double top on the 4-hour time frame. We have that top at, I quit. Never trading again. Double top 2548, 254, and then we did lose short-term support, so we're watching for the potential of daily consolidation. Anything above 2265 is a daily higher low. So that's where we stand overall. I'm personally swinging a couple MJ plays. Other than that, I'm waiting out the month. It's been a solid month. I've been spinning my tires a bit, day trading the past 2 days. Just little loss, and then I grind my way back to break even. Fortunately, had one of the swing trades in MJ pop today to get a nice convincing new all-time high in the account, but I'm being patient because I don't like the market setup right now for my style of day trading. The slow grind up just doesn't do it for me. It's great for buy and hold swing traders that are bulls, and I've had some nice volatility trading Tesla and OSTK and GRWG earlier this month. But we're getting to a point right now where I have to wait for that market volatility to spike again in order to give me the day trade setups and opportunities that I perform best with. Maybe that'll come Thursday with Powell. That's what we're going to be paying attention to from here. Hope you had a good day, and we will see you soon.
We've got the bird seed, still making more bird seed. That's millet that is growing. It looks like corn, but different kind of grain. And these are the big prawns from the asparagus that I will be able to harvest next year. This is not rutabaga, rhubarb. And the start of some fall cabbage and some broccoli. Curious to see how it does in the fall season versus spring, as the caterpillars ate most of it this past spring. And we got crepe myrtle putting on its fat blooms and getting droopy. So this is one of the weeds in the area. I forget what it's called. It's a cardinal something. And this is the kind of thing where if you don't mow, areas of your lawn will grow, and the hummingbirds love it. And many people would classify it as a big ugly weed that needs to get pulled. This is jewel weed that grows in aquatic areas. Orange is my favorite color, so I like these flowers. But you can use the juice from the stems for poison ivy treatment and other skin irritants.